Scott Garberding is the head of quality at FCA. He's here at MBS talking all about the latest efforts within FCA to improve quality. But Scott, I got to ask you this. I remember when Dieter Zetsche, when it was Daimler Chrysler, said, we're going to catch Toyota in quality. Then I remember Bob Nardelli, when they had bought Chrysler, said, we're going to catch Toyota in quality. I remember when Fiat came and took over Chrysler, they said, we're putting in a new manufacturing system that's going to boost efficiency and quality. Now you're talking about boosting quality. What's different this time?
Well, we can start with the new manufacturing system that you referenced and I talked about this morning, world-class manufacturing. Very, very well-defined, principled system that has changed not just the performance of our plants, but the way people work inside of those plants. We've invested huge amounts in training in our workforce, which is something really, frankly, we didn't do in the past in that same way, from team member, team leader, up to the plant manager.
Training them in what way?
Training them to, if we spoke about quality specifically, to be better at identifying potentials for quality problems. We get our employees involved well ahead of launches so they can think about how to prevent problems, and work with our engineering teams so that from a technical perspective and a perspective of the person working in the workstation, we can make sure things work as designed for our customers. We also provide our employees with a lot more information than they had in the past, so we can map a customer issue generally right back to the workstation, and in 24 hours let the employee there know that there's been some sort of an issue. Now, we work to make sure our in-plant systems prevent customer issues, but if we do have one, we need that team to be focused immediately.
That's critical, getting the information right to the people in station at ASAP.
Absolutely.
I would guess that FCA purchases something like 70% of the value of a car. What are you doing with suppliers, since so much of what you're putting on the cars comes from them?
We're working on some early initiatives with suppliers so that very early in a program we can get them on board and involved in their systems. And we're using some, we'll say, advanced development methodologies to make sure that we think about the things that could go wrong, well before we're even manufacturing components, and design the opportunities for things to go wrong out of the component and out of the manufacturing process. It's the most important thing we can do.
In the J.D. Power initial quality surveys, you guys tend to dominate the bottom of the list. I know it takes time to turn things around. You can't flick a switch and all of a sudden have instant quality, but what's the kind of progress that you're seeing within the company? Well,
I'm proud to say that the last 2 years we've improved significantly faster than the industry has, so we've been moving up the list quite rapidly. And I would note that our 2017 Pacifica minivan, in fact, won its segment award in IQS this year, and that's its first year, so we're very proud of that.
Why is that different from the rest of the lineup? It's just that you were able to apply new lessons with a clean sheet design?
I think that helped a lot. And one, we started with understanding customers' needs, translated those customer needs into sort of a technical definition of the product, and then did a very good job of executing that product along that technical definition. So not only did we reduce defects, but I think there are a lot of features on that vehicle that really make people happy. We did also win a J.D. Power Appeal Award in the last few days for the same vehicle.
Yeah. In your speech this morning, you also cited improvements with the Ram pickup. How are you spreading that throughout the entire lineup?
Well, we're moving people from plant to plant, and we get our groups, our teams at each of our plants together regularly. I talked about that a little bit, not just amongst the truck plants, but all plants. And we're sharing best practices in that way. I talked about some information technology tools that we have that are new, very fast information to each of the plants that this summer will be rolled across all of the plants. So all of our employees will have access to that same information. So there's a few of the things that we're doing.
So we should start to see these results show up fairly quickly in some of the independent surveys?
Absolutely.
Well, good. Scott Garberding, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, John.
Boost your efficiency with a holistic approach to aerodynamic and performance enhancement. Pioneering technology. Reuschling Automotive.